Drew, I don't think we're on. Or Cantor Kate says her guitar is not on.
Test, 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 testing. Is that good? Is that up? More up? You sound great. Okay, I didn't know if that meant good or higher. He's giving me that.
I would love that. I would love that. Thank you, Charlene.
Does that sound too loud?
Sounds nice.
Okay.
Sounds really nice. We're good.
You want to open?
Yeah. No. Oh, you open. You opened your heart. Do you want to work?
Oh.
I mean, you can. You do you, Cantor.
I'm so used to it.
I know, me too. I'm scooching this way from you.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom to all of you online. Also, we're going to start tonight with, remember, we're in the month of Elul, so we've brought in every week a song for the month of Elul, and this one is on your handout. And I might have started with this 4 weeks ago, and I'm going to close with this before Rosh Hashanah, and it's called Create a Pure Heart. And this is how it goes. Create a pure heart in me, Adonai. Create a pure heart in me. Create a pure heart in me, Adonai. Create a pure heart in me. Let's do it again. Create a pure heart in me, Adonai. Create a pure heart in me. Create a pure heart in me, Adonai. Create a pure heart in me. Second part. And renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within, and renew a true soul within me, renew a true soul within. Create a pure heart in me, Adonai. Create a pure heart in me. Create a pure heart in me, Adonai. Create a pure heart in me, and renew a true soul, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. It's really good to spend this last Shabbat of Elul with all of you. I know Robin's shaking her head, and it feels so bizarre that we are already upon the new year, upon 5782. And so, because we're a nice, intimate crowd tonight, I want to invite you to turn to someone near you, someone you came with, or just someone sitting in your vicinity. And first of all, wish them a Shabbat Shalom. For those of you at home, you can do this with someone you're with or with yourself. And then to think about one thing that you are most looking forward to in this new year. Okay? It's been a dark week. It's been a dark few months. We need something you are looking forward to, or just using your hope to bring forth into the world in this new year. Take a moment. You're in my favorite spot. This is my favorite. It's comfy. Bruce, did you say smoked fish is what you're looking forward to in this new year? We're looking forward to travel and smoked fish in this year, and Hiram's bar mitzvah in this new year. Anyone else want to call out something you're looking forward to in this new year? Yeah? Go ahead, Ann. A son's wedding. Beautiful. Life cycle events. Happy life cycle events. Okay. Yeah, Lois? Oldest granddaughter Olivia's bat mitzvah. I can't believe that's really exciting. Okay, Lisa Katz, yes. Family finally coming to visit from the East Coast. Amen. May we all be able to travel and be with family. Yes, Hiram, last one. Go for it. Happy birthday, everyone here online. Happy birthday to Hiram. Happy 13th. We're very excited to be able to celebrate with you. There you go. Well, here is a poem to hopefully shift us into this space of thinking about the work that we want to do in this new year, so that hopefully we can bring about some of this joy and goodness and hopefully justice as well in 5782. This is called Head of the Year by Marge Piercy. The moon is dark tonight, a new moon for a new year. It is hollow and hungers to be full. It is the black zero of beginning. Now you must void yourself of injuries, insults, incursions. Go with empty hands to those you have hurt and make amends. It is not too late. It is not too early and about to grow. Now is the time to do what you know you must and have feared to begin. Your face is dark too as you turn inward to face yourself, the hidden twin of all you must grow to be. Forgive the dead year. Forgive yourself. What will be wants to push through your fingers. The light you seek hides in your belly. The light you crave longs to stream from your eyes. You are the moon that will wax in new goodness. We're going to join together in Shir Hadash. Hopefully we'll all sing a new beautiful song in this new year. Page 344. Supposed to greet the Sabbath wedding couple as if with the bat mitzvahs coming up and the weddings and all of the celebrations, we anticipate Shabbat in that same way with hope and with joy. We are together on page 20. top of 21.
Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva ore, kumi ori, 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 shir daveri, kevod Adonai, alayik niglai, yalalai lachadri, yalalai likrat kala, yalalai b'nei Shabbat, nekavela.
We rise and face the entrance, bottom of 21.
Oi veshalom, hateret bala, gam besimcha, usola, toch emuneh, am segula. Boi chala, boi chala, ya la la, ya la 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 khadbi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nikave, la 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 khadri, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat
One of my favorite parts about praying with all of you in this space is that we get inspired by each other's prayer. So, I can be feeling in a quiet space and then I look over and Nancy is dancing and she's feeling it and it inspires me. Yeah. Nancy was, urging us along. Exactly. But I like part of why we pray together in community is that, sometimes we're supposed to pray alone and sometimes prayer by ourselves can be incredibly meaningful. And other times we can be feeling in a dark space and just a song or someone else's soul can really just lift us up. And it's just really special to be here with all of you. We are going to continue with the Baruch Hu, our call to worship. We are on page 28.
Yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, lai, lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, lai, lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Barechu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam vaed. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la.
We're on the bottom of page 31. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. And let's join together on the top of 33. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha v'chol nafshecha uvechol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha ve'dibarta bam Beshivtecha bevetecha uvlechtecha baderech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot ayadecha vehayu letotafot beinenecha uktavtam hamezuzot beitecha uvisharecha Leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem meretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
On the top of 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Mi chamocha. Let's sing our way to that other side, page 40.
Mi Teilot, oh Sefele, oh Sefele, Malchutcha ra'u vanecha, Bokeyam lifnei Moshe, Malchutcha ra'u vanecha, Bokeyam lifnei Moshe, Zeizili, Anu le'amru, Adonai yimloch, Le'olam, le'olam va'ed, Yadadai-dai-dai-dai-dai, Yadadai-dai-dai, Yadadai-dai-dai-dai, Yadadai-dai-dai, Yadadai-dai-dai-dai, Yadadai-dai-dai,
Before Shifra goes to sleep at night, she has this whole ritual, as many kids do. Yes, Hiram, you still have that ritual? I like it. I think we adults, by the way, should have this kind of ritual, but where, there's this certain blankets that have to be layered at the exact particular way, and the stuffed animals have to be sorted. Robin knowingly is smiling. The stuffed animals had to be placed in a particular way, and then she crawls into her big girl bed, and there's this feeling of just safety that emerges with all of her little stuffies. And with this ritual, she feels like no matter what else is going on outside of her bed or outside of her room or our house, that in this little space, she feels okay. And I think for me, Hashkivenu is that prayer. It's where do we go to have that just respite, that feeling of safety, and just a little hint that things are going to be okay. And especially after this week, with so many souls impacted by Hurricane Ida, with thinking across the world to Afghanistan, with thinking in Texas and those who will be impacted there. And also just thinking of all the corners of the earth that we don't even know or we don't even really think about are just struggling in such profound ways. We want to offer this Hashkivenu for them. We want to offer this prayer of Hashkivenu for each of us. May we find that feeling of safety and that feeling of peace. And so we're going to pray together these words. They can be found on your supplement. Please join us.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom, L'shalom, Le'amidenu Malkeinu L'chaim, Ufros aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha, Ufros aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
Our Amidah, our opportunity to be in conversation with God, really our opportunity to be in conversation, a truthful conversation, whatever that truth is that we need to be hearing. This is our chance. We are going to rise together on page 46.
Adonai, Sephatai Tiftach, Ufi Agitei Latecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'koneh Hakol, Ve'zocher Astei Avot V'imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Vezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechayeh Kol Rav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh Kol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim, Verofeh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Micha Mocha Vagevurot, Umito Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atalach hayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom, Yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
We continue in silence through page 62. You can pray the words of the Amidah or just take some quiet time for yourself and be seated whenever you are ready.
If you'll look on your handout, your supplement tonight, at the bottom is the song Olam Chesed Yibaneh. Together we will build a world of kindness, a world of goodness. And when Rabbi Bernie and I were talking about this service, boy, there's just so much going on in this world. And as we're heading into those 10 days of awe from Rosh Hashanah through Yom Kippur, we look deep inside ourselves of what we didn't like and what we want to do better next year. But let's put that energy out into the world and bring it there. Olam chesed yibaneh, yalalai, lalai, yalalai, lai. Olam chesed yibaneh, That's it. Sing it out. Olam chesed yivaneh. Olam chesed yivaneh. I will build this world from love. And you must build this world from love. If we build this world from love, then God will build this world from love. Let's hear you. Olam chesed. Olam chesed yivaneh. Olam chesed yivaneh. Olam chesed yivaneh. Olam chesed yivaneh.
I needed that one. Well, next week we are going to read the famous words, on Rosh Hashanah it is written, on Yom Kippur it is sealed. Does anyone know what prayer that comes from? The Unatana Tokef prayer. Yes, which tells us what our fates are going to be in this next year. And so much of what we say and what we do during these days of awe appears to be designed to remind us of all that remains beyond our control, that our fortunes and our fates and our very lives even remain in the hands of something much bigger than ourselves, something that we can't understand and something that we may even not be able to influence. And yet, this Shabbat, and again on Yom Kippur morning, we read Parashat Nitzavim, which reminds us of how much power we do have, that in our lives we have the power to choose. The Torah tells us, surely this instruction which I enjoin upon you this day is not too baffling for you, nor is it beyond your reach. It is not in the heavens that you should say, who among us can go up to the heavens and get it for us and impart it to us that we may observe it. No, the thing is very close to you, in your mouth and in your heart, to observe it. Choose life, very famous part of the Torah, choose life so that you and your offspring may live. And decades ago, the Central Conference of American Rabbis selected this week's Torah reading, Nitzavim, for our Yom Kippur morning reading, as a reminder that the most important choice in our lives, who we wish to be in this world, remains up to us. Accepting the responsibilities of a life in covenant with God, engaging in this work of teshuvah, to create a life of purpose and of meaning, is not far away. It's actually attainable, our text is reminding us. And though so much feels out of our control these days, our Torah's response, Lo b'shamayim hi, the work of teshuvah does not rest in the heavens, that we must ask someone else to retrieve it or to do it for us. Rather than being dependent on God, this work of these holy days is actually dependent on us. We often refer to ourselves as the chosen people, and yet our sages taught this very famous midrash that when God offered the Torah to Israel, God first offered the Torah to all of the nations in the world. And one by one, God approached each nation and asked, will you accept the Torah? And one by one, each nation asked what commands were written in the Torah. And upon hearing a command that didn't really suit them, they politely declined. However, when God finally, after many asks, finally approaches Israel, the Israelites immediately respond by saying, "We will do and we will obey." Our ancestors chose to be in relationship with God and to follow our traditions, values, and teachings. And today, still, we choose. We choose to be a part of this community and this people. We choose who we're going to be and how we're going to spend our time. So maybe rather than being the chosen people, we are actually the choosing people. And so as we prepare for the new year, how do we choose teshuvah? How do we choose lives that are filled with Torah and with meaning? And so our parsha has a response to that as well. For this choice is indeed, according to the text, very close to us, in our mouths and in our hearts, that we might do it. As our sages explain, the words of our mouths, if absent from our hearts, are meaningless, while the thoughts of our hearts, if never given form through our lips or our hands, are equally meaningless. Rather, we must unite our thoughts with our speech and ultimately with our actions in order to choose life. Though the path of returning to God and returning to ourselves may feel uncertain, especially this year, arduous, painful even, our task of teshuvah begins with a choice to take hold of the one thing that each of us can control in this new year, who we're going to be. And so on this final Shabbat of Elul, may these words enter our hearts and our mouths, and may they inspire all of us to lead a life of choosing at each and every moment along the way. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. I like Hiram's giving me the salute. I'll take it, Hiram. I'll take it. One of the things that we do get to choose is also how we show up in community, what it means to us to be in community. And one of the most important parts of being here is actually supporting one another and choosing to support one another, both in those really joyous moments that we all are talking about in this coming year and yearning for in this coming year, but also choosing to be with one another in our darkest moments, in moments that might make us feel uncomfortable, that make us feel vulnerable, in moments where we just don't even know how we're supposed to act or to be, and instead we decide to show up anyway. And I know that in this time of the pandemic, we have to figure out a whole new way of showing up for one another because there is real fear, very, very real physical fear. And so what does it mean to be with someone when they're grieving? And what does it mean to show up to a Shiva Minyan or to a funeral or to even a celebration? And that's something that we're all going to have to rethink and figure out what that looks like. But one of the ways that we do that is with Mishaberach. It is us calling out, yes, to God or to whatever we believe is bigger than us, that has powers that we do not possess, but also it's a reminder to us that there are people all around us who are in pain, who might not even show it, who are in pain, and the recognition that that person might even be us, and that we have a responsibility to choose to be there in whatever way we can for one another. And so if you are in need of our Mishaberach prayer tonight, if there is someone that you are thinking of who is in need of this prayer for healing, I want to invite you to please rise at this time so you can say their name out loud and we can all pray for them together. We join together in words of healing, Mishaberach, in the middle of page 253.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor Chavraham Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones this blessing, and let us say Amen. Nishebera imotenu mekor havracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Aleinu can be found on page 282. If you're able, I invite you to please rise.
Aleinu leshabech ladon hakol, latet kedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot adama, shelo samchalkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, vanachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'nemar ve'Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz. Bayom hahu, Yiyeh Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, Ushemo echad, Ushemo echad.
Words to prepare us for Kaddish on the bottom of 291. Yesh kochavim she'oram magia arza. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. As we recite Kaddish this Shabbat, we especially remember Selma Block, Scott Borstein, Sanford J. Bornstein, Lillian Shermack, Rosebud Cohn, Jerry Fields, Barnett H. Gary, Lillian Goldwasser, Terry Goldwasser, Jenny C. Greatman, Marian Josephson, Edith B. Kahn, Terry Karp, Margie Kirschenbaum, Charles Richard Kleeman, Daniel Lautman, Abraham Lipkin, Therese Deborah Lowenthal, Bernice Newman, Ralph Perlman, Rebecca Rubin, Gloria Berkson Shaw, William E. Shmulian, Benjamin Siegel, Rosamund Simon, Paul Andrew Sepkoff, Daniel Trabish, Lucy Keene Van Elgort, Pearl Weinstein, Aaron Wildowski, and Milton Zeisman. Wildowski and Milton Zeisman. If there are other names that we should add, or if I mispronounce the name of your loved one, I invite you to please say their name out loud at this time. We also think of those who have died as innocent victims of violence in a world that is just sometimes unbearably filled with violence and suffering. And we also think of those who have perished protecting our people and protecting our people's ancient home. We rise together in words of Mourner's Kaddish, together as a community on page 294. Yitkadav v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'amad divrach yeroteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayachon uvyomechon uv'chayeh dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam ulamei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'rechu, le'elah min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru amen. Zichronam levracha, may their memories be for a blessing.
Oh, say shalom b'romav, huya say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
Before we move into our Shabbats, I just want to share a quick word of thanks. These services, they seem like they just appear out of nowhere, but there are actually a lot of people who make them happen. And so first to Drew, who is behind over there. Let's give love to Drew, who every Friday night makes sure that our streaming works so that everyone can access this service. And to our executive director, Abigail Goldberg-Spiegel, who does all of these special things behind the scenes that we don't even know happened, but that happen. And to Al Jaime, who runs our maintenance, who sets this all up and makes this possible and in a way that's safe. So just our gratitude to them. And we just want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
And as almost Shana Tova, we look forward to being with you, whatever being together means on these holidays.